that that level of intentions to be involved in the child's life. We also understand that there are those that struggle to build a relationship with their children's lives for whatever reasons. We know that there are barriers that have been set up. Somebody's systematic way of doing things that it creates barriers. Some by our own doing, some by the same ones that we actually had our children with. You know, some by our friends, some by our family. But there can be barriers that can stop a person from a man and a father from being involved in the child's lives. So tonight we're just going to talk about the couple of scenarios and how can we get around these scenarios. How is it that we as fathers can add that value to our child that can be missing at times, that we know is missing at times, that is needed um, a lot in these times, especially when we see what's going on. We know that a lot of young people, not all, a lot of young people, they don't have a strong relationship with their fathers, a continuous relationship with their fathers. And so it does have an impact on their child in various ways. And so this all started because this conversation I thought about it recently, because I got a phone call from a grandmother, and the grandmother had called me highly upset, and she said to me, she said, Desmond, my grandson is going through something at school, and I don't think that the school is actually addressing what they're going through. To my understanding and to my satisfaction, this is what the grandmother was saying. And she was very upset. She said, I'll go on there, I'll turn the whole school upside down. They don't know me. She let off some colorful words, and she was very, very hyped up about it. And so after she had calmed down, after I listened to it and after I you know, uh, got an understanding of the situation, I asked her, I said, well, where are the fathers to these children? Because it had involved multiple children. So I asked her, I said, well, where's the fathers to these children? You know, because um, a father's involvement and a father's intervention would definitely help this situation. And not going against the mother or the grandmother, but as a father, I knew that if my son was going through this type of situation, then I'm not going to um, um, I'm going to prioritize getting involved. I'm not going to get into the specifics of the situation, but the children were involved in, a bullying type of situation. And so my question was, well, where are the fathers? And she told me who the fathers were because I asked, like, who are the fathers of the children, So I'm sure that I may know the fathers of the children. So ago, I knew the fathers of the children that were involved. And I know that the fathers know one another because they're from similar areas. And so I know that if fathers could have sat down and had the conversation, because the grandmother was highly emotional, and I'm talking about upset emotional, and ready to activate. And so what was needed was probably a level of temperament, a level of logic, a level of calmness, a level of, you know, humbleness in dealing with the situation. Not saying the grandmother was wrong, because I'm sure that any grandmother would have acted the way she did. But my question is to myself, I ask myself, like, do we as men, as fathers, understand the the impact that we have on our children? Do we really understand what it is that our children benefit from when we are involved? Do we understand the level of self confidence that a child gets from a father encouraging them to be what it is that they want to be? Do we understand, really understand, brethren, that when they lose time with us, they're losing time of disciplines, they're losing time of focus, because a man will be more disciplined with their child. Although the mother is going to be more protective of her child, which is or the grandmother. And when the grandmother called me, I mean, very upset. And I asked her, like, so where are the fathers? Brethren, where are we? Where are we? And my question to brothers that are watching this and will watch this is, be real with ourselves. right? We're going to go into the other scenarios in a minute, but this is a scenario in which we have to be real with ourselves. Is there more we can do with our children? Was there more we could have done with our children? And we look back, is there more we could have done with our children? If we're going to be real with ourselves, is there more time we could have spent with our children? You know, the word tells us that children are blessings from the Lord. They are reward. Do we understand the impact that we have on our children when we get involved? The level of protection that they feel when daddy is coming around. And my daddy is coming around, there's a level of protection. There's a level of security. There's a degree of assurance. There's a degree of discipline. And an informal definition of disciplines is to make up your mind to do something and you do it. That's an informal definition of disciplines. So when the mother says it's okay to drop out of, the daddy says, no, it's not okay. You're going to finish that deal, bro. You're going to finish that deal. And I'm going to supply you with the tools to help you to finish that. Because a man's job is to train our children in the way that they shall go. A parent's job. So, son, I am going to, daughter, sweetheart, baby girl, there's a level of protection that your daughter feels. Man, we all know that, right? You touch my daughter, I kill everybody, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do that, I'll do that. But, you know, you can go kill my son, dude. Like, children, men are getting killed. But if you touch me, like, there's a level of protection that your daughter feels. You see that? Miss Miners, my daddy was amazing. Raised 5 girls, even taught me how to cook. Mama had passed away. And I didn't know your situation. So a father raising daughters has happened. And the child appreciates it. The daughter appreciates it. Even Miss Miners in her senior years appreciates the level of input that her father had in her life. If you train the child the way they should go, when they get older, they will not depart from it. Brothers, if there's more that you know you can do it because our children benefit. They benefit as adults. They will never forget it. I know a lot of brothers that have neglected time with their children to make more children, to get into relationships. We see guys, taking pictures of the wives and all that, but they can't take pictures of all their children in one photo because some child had to lose out and feel neglected. So as a father, do you understand the role that you play in your child's life? No. There were scenarios in which fathers want to be in their children's lives and will go to hell and high water for the child. We see the brother that is running around here that is highly upset and is expressive and is going through stuff that a lot of us couldn't imagine going through. He is not going through this because he feels like separating from a woman was the worst thing in the world. It's not the separation of the woman that has caused him to be so highly emotional. It's the separation of his children from his children. It's the feeling of not being a daddy. We can always find another partner. We can always go get married to somebody. Every woman wants to be married. So it's not hard for men to get married. You can always find another way. But there's children is what makes him feel worthless. It's the children that separating from him that makes him feel worthless. I am blaming no one because I don't know the story. So this is not a blame game. This is an understanding that a father is more hurt. A man feels more hurt separated from his child than any woman that has been with. You can always find another woman. But your children are a part of you. There are men that are out here hurting because they want a relationship, and the child needs a relationship with their fathers. Please stop denying the child the best upbringing that they can have because of the conflicts between two adults. This thing where we have, and I've seen both adults, mother and father, use this here. My child, my child. You co-created that child. It is our child when we're both one, and we're both talking about the child that we co-created. It's not your child, brothers. It's not just our child when we're discussing involving the other parent. It is co-creation. Ladies, mamas, is co-creation. The child benefits. The child's not the problem. The child is not the problem. The, the child will be a result of the problems between the adults. The lack of time that a father spends with the child, it hurts the child as much as it hurts the child more because of the developmental years than it does a father. And we see fathers hurting. So imagine how a child feels. Some of us have experienced it. Some of us have came up without the relationship with our father that was healthy. And so therefore, we want to make sure that our children have that healthy relationship. Some of us came up with our fathers and understand what a healthy relationship looks like and feels like, and the benefits of a healthy relationship. So therefore, we know that in order for our child to have a healthy relationship, to be a healthy, productive person, they need us both. They need us both. The scenario of men fighting for their children is a scenario that is all too common for a lot of men. Who benefits? Who benefits when the child does not have the father in their lives? There are scenarios in which there are men that just walk away from the children because they don't get along with the mama. So the first thing we say is, well, I will let that child catch on to that years down the road, and then I'll build a relationship with him. And the child is 16 years old and getting in all this trouble. This is facts. This is facts, bro. There are men that are hurting, but there are also men that because they have a problem with the mama, the child suffers. The child suffers. Brethren, look within ourselves. Brothers, look within ourselves and be honest with ourselves. Is the more that we can do for our children. Our children benefit emotionally, they benefit psychologically. It is a fact that a child benefits more from a single father household than a single mother household. So therefore, fathers have a level of success when it comes to the child being productive. These are facts, not an attack. These are facts. There are facts that a father being involved proves that children become more self confident. These are facts. So I'm asking everyone to be mindful that if we want to see productive children, they need to have relationships with their fathers, as well as the ones with the relationships, strong relationships with their mothers. There are brothers that are stepping in and playing stepfathers because there's a father that stepped out, so someone else had to step in. There's too many of us that are raising someone else's child or someone else is raising our child. What got someone calling us daddy while our child's calling somebody else daddy? We need to be real with ourselves, brothers. Is there more that we can do to get involved in our children's lives? If that means going to hell and high water and I can share a bit of my story that I've been through hell and high water when it comes to benefit and it comes to building a relationship with my son. However, it benefits my son. It benefits him because strong fathers create strong children. That's a fact. And I don't want to stay here no long. I'm hoping that we stay to 8:30. So, if there are things that you can do, brothers, if there's a phone call that you can make, brothers, if you have to go get up and go find transportation to go and reach out to your child, brothers, it's time to do it. We're losing our children. Long before we lose them physically, we're losing these children emotionally and mentally. We see the world taking advantage of them. We see other people taking advantage of them. We see the system taking advantage of them. And if we don't prepare our children for the world's going to eat them up because we can't prepare the world for our children. We have to be the ones that prepare our children for the world. If your father was involved in your lives and you understand the benefit of it, and you understand and you remember those moments, we're asking you if you believe in God, if you believe in the Father, 1,000% real, if you believe in the Father, because the first thing we should be teaching our children is about God, That's the first thing we should be teaching our children. Once they get of an age that they can comprehend. God is fear God, because the fear of God builds wisdom and allows them to understand that if I choose the wrong friends, then I will end up in the wrong situations. And so we have to teach our children about God, the fear of God. What goes on comes around. What goes up must come down. You do wrong, it comes back. Fear God. God will bless you. Just have faith. Just have patience. Just be patient and things will work out. Things like that is what we could be putting into our children. I had a conversation with a father. Actually, the school had called me. The child got in trouble. All right, go visit the school. I find out who the daddy is. The child stays with the father. I go visit the father's house. I go to the house, right? Go check the daddy and the father. The father's telling the youth of his outside, this gangster mentality. So what type of mentality do we think the child is at 9 years old, 10 years old, 11 years old? That's being ingrained in their mind from young. There's no fear of God. There's no fear of God. The youth at 12 years old, at the oldest the child is 12 years old, is talking this gangster talk already. Because the father is influencing the child negatively, and the father has a huge influence over the child. Do we realize the influences that we have over our children, fathers? If we do, what are we teaching our children? What is it that we're really teaching our children? And like the brother Iman that I talk to on a regular, I listen to this man talk to his child in Spanish. I'm listening to this man talk to his child in Spanish. And you can guarantee that the seeds that he plants now will come to fruition later on down the road. Because Iman recognizes the influence that he has over his son. Believe you me, people, this will work. If you know the Father and you understand the love of the Father, the compassion of God, the patience of God, the disciplines of God, the sacrifices that God has made, he sent his son, and if you honestly believe in any of that there, we're asking you to come out and celebrate with us on Father's Day. We're asking you to come out and celebrate with us. If your father wasn't there, and your parent, and your father, and this goes for mothers too, because we've all had fathers at some point. We're asking you Miss Pamela Miners, to come out and celebrate with us. Celebrate our fathers, our earthly fathers, as we view our spiritual father. Because the spiritual father is the one that equips the worldly father, the earthly father, with the wisdom to raise the child. What is it that we're teaching our children? Who is teaching us? I ask everyone to come out and join us this Sunday at Root Seeking James as we celebrate our fathers, as we pray for our fathers. There's some that need prayer, heavy prayer, community, collective prayer, intercession. We are looking forward to holding hands and sharing our spiritual father thanks, sharing our spiritual father gratitude, because we, earthly fathers, need filling. We need filling up. It's not easy being a father, especially if you're one that has to go through hell and high water for your child. There's a lot of that going on. We got brothers kicking rocks, not because of the separation of the woman, but because of the separation from their children. What are we doing, fathers, to strengthen the relationships and to prepare our children for this world? The world is moving fast. Technology is growing fast. Distractions are growing. They're coming at them left, right, and center from early. From early, they're using computers, laptops, phones, smartboards. From early, they're exposed to whatever it is they want to look for. What is it that we are teaching our children? Do we recognize the importance of our involvement in our children's lives? As the father said, there's benefits in leaving the 99 that is already found to go and sit down with that one lost child. If you have multiple children, there's probably somebody that got lost, that lost out. If you got multiple children from multiple women, you can guarantee once you met that new woman and you got married and all that, a child lost out. A child lost out. Because a woman becomes your primary focus. The child becomes secondary now. What can you do to get up and start building that relationship with that child that's still waiting for that phone call? Father's Day is coming up. Children are a reward from God. Children are blessings from God. There's some people that can't have children that would love to be in your position, brother. Pick up the phone. Start going to the school on little visits. Hug your child a little bit longer. Thank your daddy. Pick up a phone and call your daddy. Just tell him that you love him. Nowhere to lie, I lost my daddy 2 months before my son was born. The last time I saw my daddy was Father's Day. Last time I spent time with him. I saw him for a quick second after it. So when I speak like this here and I tell people that I will fight for my son, I'll die for my son, I don't care what anybody. I'm not saying it to impress nobody. I'm saying it because I understand that when your father's not around and he can't come back around no more, there's probably some regrets in which I could have done to pick up a phone and call my daddy just to tell him that I love him. Because it ain't no greater feeling than your child picking up a phone and calling you as a parent, mother or father. And your child picks up a phone and calls you and says, I love you and thank you very much for all of the seeds that you planted in my life. There's no greater feeling. Pick up a phone and call your daddy. Fathers, Pick up a phone and call your daughters and your sons because they need you. They need you. And those are the last words from me tonight. I welcome everyone to come out and celebrate with us. Come out and hold hands with us. Come out and scream and shout with us. Because this Sunday, there will be a Father's Day concert that will be honoring our earthly and spiritual Father. On top of that, tomorrow, you may see us coming through town between 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock. We're going to have a youth-led demonstration on anti-violence tomorrow. I welcome everyone to join our young people. In that group, there will be some that's going to need mentors, men, because the fathers are not there in their lives. I was going to use the word challenge, but I welcome everyone to come out and join these young people who are using their voices to feel empowered. They are going to feel empowered tomorrow because adults, us, we are going to make them feel empowered. And I encourage you and invite you to join us tomorrow. We're going from Bernard's Park to City Hall. We're going through English Street. We're going down Court Street, coming down Victoria Street. Then we're going to end up at City Hall. Bruh, no words, Kazi, man. You know, I love you like life in heaven. Hug your children, bro. Hug them, man. Hug them, blood. Let them know you love them, man. You know what I mean? Don't let them go, man. For real, bro. Don't let them go, man. They need you. They need their seeds, fatherly seeds. You know what I mean? They need them, brother. So tomorrow, if you see us coming through, join us. Join us. Egg the children on. Let them know how valuable they are, how important they are, how loved they are by us, the adults. I say thank you again. It must be going 8:30 by now. Perfect timing. Thank you. Tomorrow, when time, Sunday, Father's Day, we invite you, we welcome you to join us. Please come out and celebrate our earthly and spiritual Father at Ruth Seed and James from 7 to 9 p.m. There will be entertainment from some of Bermuda's top gospel singers, entertainers, musicians. We are really trying to express our gratitude to God in this one. If you're really one that gives thanks, really give thanks and appreciate and have that love for God, and this is going to be the place to be on Sunday evening from 7 to 9 p.m. $20 to come in, because of course everything costs money, right? Everything costs. And Bermuda's not cheap. So, we have to charge $20, which is the least we can charge. We are going to be partying God's way with one another with the idea of Thanksgiving. Tonight, when you go sleep, my encouragement is to give thanks to the one above. For real. For real. Pray over your children. Pray with your children. Pray through your children. And let them know that they are loved. Much love to everybody. To T, I'm tight. Love them up. You know what I mean, T? Let them feel the warmth. Let them know that mamas always can be here. And to the fathers as well, hug your children. Let them know that you will be there. Much love to everybody. And I'll talk to you a lot tomorrow at Ton. Somewhere along that route, egg these children on, clap them on. It takes a lot of courage for these children to come out in front of everybody to promote. That's the biggest thing to pray. That's what I'm to pray with them. Exactly, T. Pray with them. Hold their hand, hug them, let them know that they are loved for real. Sunday, Sunday, come through at Roof Seat and Gems. If you know us, if you can't afford to know that, you're still young. You're still family. You know what I mean? Like we don't turn nobody away. And if you have to take the Lord's, then we will be looking for you because we're no, I'm just joking. But God would always find a way to make sure that we're safe. Sunday, we see you all. Love you all. Talk to you a lot later.